Alright, so one minute wisdom from the Rebbe for today. So in this week's parsha, after the story of Vayeishev and Potiphar, where Vayeishev ended up being thrown into the pit, it says, after Vayeishev was thrown into the pit, in the whole story over there was a story with the baker and the butler who were sent into jail from Pari. Now, what is the idea of Achar Advar Mo'ila? It says Rashi, after these things, number one, after people were speaking about Yosef, Hashem had to make a distraction. So he sent two other people to jail. Other explanation is that the reason why they're sent to jail is because in order to be able to cause that Yosef should be able to have a victory. Now, seemingly this is not understood. As the second explanation is very obvious. That's clearly what's going on in the story. That in order for them to be able to free Yosef from jail, they have to come to jail first. So why does it Rashi have to say a separate explanation? And especially, why is this the second explanation when that's a more obvious one? So the reason why is because Rashi holds in general that Achar Advar Mo'ila, Dvar must mean words, not only things. And therefore, we see this by the Akedah and many other places, where Rashi holds Dvar means words. Which words were said over here? So that's why Rashi had to say that there were words being spoken, that all the rumors that everyone was talking about, Yosef was being thrown into the pit for Potiphar. And that's why we have to change the discussion. But also another explanation you have to say, the simple explanation that it's following events. And that's why after Yosef we are able to come to the second explanation. And that's also the general idea of that we know that Yosef being thrown into the jail is the beginning of the galus of Jews going into and being freed from Egypt, being freed from galus. And these are the two stages in being freed from galus. First way of being freed from galus is the idea that we destroy the enemy, that he needs to be a distraction, and we're making issues, so we get them in trouble. Second way is that it actually, through the galus, through the enemies, we're able to come to a much higher level, as through them we're able to be successful, just like through the butler and baker, Yosef was able to grow. And this is also the idea of, we find we're coming from the week of Yud Tes Kislev. The idea of Alter Rebbe was free, saying, Pada v'shalom, we're freed in peace. What's the idea of being freed in peace? It's because you're able to go free in a way that you have to fight. You have to destroy the enemy. That's one level, where you have to destroy him and you have to fight with him. Second level is where, like we said before, you're able to grow from him. It was a peaceful way, because the enemy actually joined your team and was even more successful now that you have them with you. L'chaim, l'chaim.